Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Be sure to turn on
Oh,
your microphone.
sorry.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's September 6th, 2023. Craig Borba,
Present.
Juanita Garner. Here. Al Jones, he's here. He went to the car. David Norgard.
Present.
Deborah Schwartz, here. Present. Great.
Okay, with the permission of the trustees, I'd like to move 7A to be the next item, so we can legally vote. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, turning it over to you.
Hello, everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you to swear in and provide the oath of offices for some new members. We want to say we do appreciate your service, your time to this very important commission. The city recognizes that you do volunteer and, you know, it's without pay and sometimes without thanks. Rita Gardner's mom is here, and so we appreciate her serving for us as well. So if I could get Deborah Schwartz, Juanita Escobar Gardner, and Craig Borba to stand and raise your right hand, and I'll do the swearing in. So if you would repeat after me, I state your name,
Juanita Garner Schwartz.
do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
and defend the Constitution
the
of
Constitution
the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the
of the
Constitution
State of California
of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution
to the
of
Constitution
the United States
of the United
and the
States
Constitution
and the
of
Constitution
the State of California,
of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll get you to sign. I'll get all three of you to sign. And
I don't remember doing that, but that was COVID days when we were masked.
Deborah,
Alright.
and yours, and you will sign in these two spaces here and here. And Mrs. Garner. You will do the same for me here and here. And Mr. Craig. Do the sign here and here. Hey, you guys are reappointments, aren't you? You're not new.
Deborah's new.
Deborah's new. Okay, I know the mayor's mom's not new.
No.
All right, and then I will sign and leave one with you. Today's 6.
I see now why we could not start. 3 out of the 5. We were short. I didn't realize that.
All right, that's it.
And open the door. Thank you. Yours.
Great, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Okay, we'll move
They're
to,
on the EOC. Well, that's right. They have the blood. Yeah.
okay,
They weren't even in their offices. Okay.
we'll move to Roman numeral 2, acceptance of the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
May I ask a question?
Yes,
So I missed the
now you
roll
can.
call.
We counted you here.
Okay, thank you. Just be sure you count me.
Oh, yeah.
And in the minutes, it says you went to get a sweater. In the minutes.
Important stuff.
Okay.
Right.
All right, I have a first and a second. Any discussion regarding the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roman numeral 3, public comments.
Since we're all here, we don't have to do a roll call, I don't think.
No, we don't.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, just speed up.
We-
Zach, you have a comment?
I got so many comments. I don't know if I'll have time to get to all the comments that I
Okay, you have,
possibly have that come to my head.
okay, you have 3 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Start.
Start.
All right. Let's see, I made some notes here. Didn't really do any prep at all this time. Unlike my city council meetings, I like to go do a little prep before the cards settle down. Let's see, what all do I have? Review from the last meeting that I was at, we're at town, so that was in May. So some little updates here. Still looking for employment, still homeless, so still got that going for me, that's pretty well. Let's see, got volunteers. I don't know if we got anything where we can get volunteers at the library yet, still anything on the, no, and all we're looking for is just fingerprints, right?
Well, public comment.
I'm making the comments. So, still looking to be able to be a volunteer at the library at some point, be pretty goal. Half of myself there. Let's see. Oh yeah, the plans for the library, wanted to know, when are we gonna start having some open houses and start commenting about different things that maybe the public wants to see with the plans for the new renovation, update, construction, whatever we may have with it. So I don't know how far along we are. I haven't heard anything about that yet. So it'd be really great to kind of get some information on that and start pushing some of that out. Let's see. Where we at? Minute 20, and so we still got a minute and a half. All right, so books I'm reading. Let's see. Currently, I brought Robert Jules Porter in case there's any kind of questions that we have. So got this, don't worry, checked it out. There's still 2 editions of the 11th edition for some reason. One of those can go in the book sale and you can buy another 12th edition. Now there's 2 12th editions. So just think about that. We have 2 11s. I'm not checking one out because it's an old edition. Only one of the 12. All right. Still don't think we've updated the security measures on the local hotspots, so that might be something we want to look at as well. Okay, so book. I came across this. It has been so long since I read this book. This book came out in 2000, and it is actually going to be one of the book club books. And it's going to be Thursday, September the 21st at 2 p.m. in the Learning Center. When the discussion is going to be. I'm super stoked about this 20th anniversary edition of the classic bestseller, Bowling Alone: The Collapse and Revival of American Community. It's great. It's a great book. So updated this time. It's this came out, like I said, in 2000. I remember reading it sometime maybe in like 2006 to 2008 range. And now the update's got social media in there as well. So it's a lot of good reading. I'd encourage some of you guys to pick this one up. This is a really good book. Once again, Bowling Alone. So book off book. All right. Let's see, last little bit. 3 minutes. All right, I'm up. Time's going. But remember, I'm always looking, making sure I get it on the camera there for read money amount. So, all right, you can do that at the Cash App at Stone Logo or Venmo, Stone Logo, right here. Stone Logo. There we go. Perfect.
All right, thank you, Zach, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Is there anybody, would we still be getting people online?
Yeah, David Sidley's online. I think he's gonna talk at the foundation.
Okay, but that,
point.
but we have
And
no
we
other-
just have, we have one person who just watches, who
okay,
doesn't comment.
all right.
That's Haley.
No.
Watch it to know when to start dinner anyway.
Okay. Roman numeral 4, consent agenda. We have a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, we're down to Roman numeral 5, administrative reports. Is Nancy here?
know that Julie's going to act as the Friends.
Hello,
Hello?
the Friends had a summer hiatus, but will be resuming their monthly board meetings starting next week. They have an event coming up on Saturday, October 20th. They are doing an architecture and design book sale special for the Modernism Weekend. That will be on Saturday from 10 to 4 at the main library. They will have well-known modernism lecturer and author Alan Hess appearing from 12 to 4. He will talk with people and also sign books that will be for sale by Best Bookstore. And then Christopher Kennedy, the interior designer here locally, has donated some of his books to the Friends Autograph, and they have gotten so many wonderful donations of architectural books and design books. So it's going to be a fabulous sale. So they have some really cool things for sale. So again, it's part of Modernism Weekend. It's a free event on Saturday, October 20th. From 10 to 4 at the main library. Come on down, lots of things to buy. And then the Friends are working on plans for lots of different events throughout the year. They will be having a house tour during Modernism Week in February 2024, and some other things coming up. So there'll be many opportunities for them to update you, but that's all the update I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you. For transparency, I need to make a comment here. I've been asked to be on their board, Friends Board. Do any of the trustees have an issue with that?
No.
Okay, thank you. I'll continue with that application. The foundation.
Good evening.
There's David.
I'm over here. Okay, so the foundation, we didn't have a meeting in August, but we have been working very hard. We did send out a request for proposals for our awareness campaign, which is the next step on our strategic plan, which is to create awareness for the foundation and point out the differences between the foundation and the Friends. And that would be the precursor to our, well, the feasibility study and then the capital campaign. And the point is to get our name out in the community so people know who we are. We got 4 really good proposals. Our deadline to, the community was September 1st. We did get 4 of them. We're going to review them at our next meeting. And that will kind of be the next step on our strategic plan. Then coming up in October 13th and 14th is our 2nd annual Pride on the Page Book Festival. Our celebrity author is going to be Armistead. Wait, Julie, is this public?
Yes, everything's public. You can talk about anything you like.
All right, our celebrity author is Armistead Mopan. And on the 14th, we have so far 49 authors lined up to speak in at Exciting Book Festival. It's going to be great. And thank you, Julie and Corey Ruskin on our board for, I don't know how they put it together, but they did. I think that's it for now. We're up to 22 members on our board. We've been working all summer. Like I said, the next step is the feasibility study, and then we're having library strategies come in to our October meeting to help us fine tune our strategic plan moving forward. And then the next big thing will be to hire a fundraising employee and executive director for the foundation. So that's all I have.
David, for the marketing issue that you're going to be addressing and you've had applicants, is there a dollar amount you're looking at there?
Yeah, there is.
Can you? I should have been a little bit more descriptive in my question. Is there a range that you're looking at?
Yeah, it's about $100,000 is what we are thinking it's going to cost us. And that's kind of what the bids have come in at.
Questions from trustees? Oh, yeah, David?
David, do you have a process for choosing the firm or individual who will lead the feasibility study, or have you already made that decision? Can you say a word about that?
Yeah, great question. And no, we haven't gotten that far yet. We haven't even, we want to either hire our executive director or meet with library strategies before we do that, because we can't screw it up, to be totally honest with you. So we're not gonna go that one alone.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, David, thank you for your report. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your support.
Okay, library staff.
Okay, I'm gonna do some fancy footwork here on the computer. To tell you about our report. So I wanted to give a report because we haven't met since, like we said, May, right? So we did, or June. Right? So we had an entire summer reading program happen. And we were very successful. I feel it was very successful. It was a great quality program. 457 people participated. We had 1,160 check-ins, and that was like weekly check-ins to get free books. And we gave away books to new books to kids and teens, and then adults got book vouchers that they could use at the book sale or book box. So had a great program. It was 6 weeks long, and wonderful performers, good time. The staff did a grand finale and gave away cookies at the end and had big grand prize drawings, and the kids who won the prizes are always adorable. And the family was actually there who won the Power Wheels Jeep, and I think every kid in that family piled in and they drove out together. So it was a lot of fun. And we had the mayor, who else? City council?
City manager.
City manager. So some good community grand finale. So lots of fun on that one. We also did in August our very first passport fair. And the passport fair is nothing really for us, there's nothing unique about attending a passport fair or just having a passport appointment. The only difference is we took 109 people at once.
Wow.
We processed 109 applications in 6 hours. The passport fair lasted for 6 hours. We sadly had to turn away a lot of people. There were hundreds of people there. We helped a lot of people and gave a lot of people guidance on what they actually needed to have to get their passport. 68 photos, 109 applications. Our passport appointments increased after that because then people made appointments. We had people from everywhere. San Francisco, LA, tons of people from LA, San Diego. I talked to a family from Hemet, Temecula, Redlands.
There's one from Arizona, one person.
Yeah, Arizona, yes, that's true. So
Wow.
just insane number of people. So we do passports all the time. So this is really part of an awareness campaign to let people know that Palm Springs Public Library is a passport acceptance agency, and you can come and we will help first-time applicants submit their passport. And we have a lot of great information on our website, and we have, I think, 13 agents who are licensed and who can answer questions about getting a passport or whatever you might need. So check in with us on that.
Do you need 2 questions?
Yes.
Well, one's a statement. The publicity on that was amazing. Every time I looked at something, it was advertisement for that event.
Good.
And the people that were on the waiting list or didn't receive the passport,
Yeah.
did they come in later to get it? Or
We had a lot of people rebook
Okay.
in the afternoon. We had people who waited and we were able to help them in the end. So yeah, and then there were a lot of people who didn't have the right things that they needed. They didn't have, somebody forgot their driver's license in LA, and then a family member got to drive it out here. We had some stories. It was a good day. So it was a really great event. We are going to do it again. We're January 10th. So it's only for a few hours. It's always good.
I know. I'm gonna advertise it yet.
It's gonna, we haven't even gotten approval to do it yet, but we will apply. We've talked to the State Department. They're all in favor of us doing passport fairs. And it help, I don't know if it helps or hinders or makes it worse for people who are waiting. For us, there are a lot of people, maybe not necessarily in Palm Springs, but there are a lot of people in Southern California who can't even get an appointment to get their first time application for a passport. So we are a great resource because we have appointments available almost every day. So to get the word out, it goes out on the State Department's nationwide website, here's a place you can go. And that's why we have so many people from LA.
But this is just for the initial passport, not for renewal.
Right, initial passport, or if you've lost your passport, basically, if you have to do the form that's called DS-11. You get to come see us, get to see an agent, either us or the post office or wherever passports are accepted.
So I just wanted to tell you that several teachers from Korea went in there to get passports for their kids, and they came back and said, wow, it was so amazing. It
I
was
think I might
great.
have helped one of them.
Did you?
I think so, I had a whole family.
Yeah, and they just loved it, and they were so thrilled that the library did that, and they
Oh,
were just
great.
amazed, so thank you.
That's awesome. So I want to show you a picture, or a few pictures. We got new public computers at the library. So our IT department, let me get this loaded here. I'll show you the before first. Our IT department wrote a grant. And I'll tell you what the grant's name is. It's a broadband grant. So they wrote a grant for $80,000. They got another grant for $90,000. So this is the before. This is our computer room. Let's see. You know, it's kind of sprawling. Here's another angle. We had old tables, lots of wiring. I don't really have a close-up of the wiring. You can
Yeah, we
Right,
can
I
see
see
it.
it down
Yeah,
there.
we
it's
see it.
kind of a mess. A mess. So then,
Jeannie?
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you share your screen, please?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Thanks.
You can't see this. Hold on, this is tricky. So here's one second. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Let's try this. Here's the after. You see that, David?
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, so this is the after.
Oh,
Wow,
much nicer.
And after.
privacy.
And privacy.
That's
Exactly.
really nice.
So I'll show you the before. I'll go back to the before. So here's the before. It's a little cluttery and kind of crowded and
Ragtag.
Yeah.
yeah.
How many new computer stations?
Right now, I think we got 24, something like that. And then they can write new grants every year, I think, for 15 more. So the next grants that the city will be doing is for the community center. So James O'Jesse, Desert Highland Unity Center,
Oh,
Duluth
wonderful.
Community Center, they're gonna write grants to get computers because it's good for community centers, senior centers. Just basically the goal is to get computers for people. So then the nice thing about these, we got a Wi-Fi upgrade. And so it allowed us to put all these computers on the Wi-Fi. And so we don't need all those cables.
Mhm.
that we had
Oh,
before. And these have, you know, one plug instead of 6, 4, whatever, 8. So that it looks so much better,
Sure does.
I think. Here's another view. So we. So I had to spread it, we had to spread out the tables a little bit
I
because
turned
they're
it
a
off.
little farther, you know, they've got a little bit more room, a little bit more
Yeah.
privacy, so.
Very nice.
It looks really good.
It's beautiful.
And then I'm going to go back to turning off this because I gotta read my notes. 1 second. Okay, the grant is called the California Public Utilities Commission, CASF, which stands for California Advanced Services Fund Broadband Access Grant. So it's the California Public Utilities Commission Broadband Access Grant. So we got $80,500 there. So that's really awesome. We've got some new programs that are happening. One thing that is new is baby story time.
Mm.
So we're gonna start baby story time on Thursdays at 11. So we'll have preschool story time at 10 and then baby story time at 11. Babies on the lap. Like,
Really?
yeah, not walking.
No age discrimination there.
Hey,
Hospital to here.
yeah, well, we also have a diaper giveaway program. Funny that you mentioned that. So we're working with an organization, nonprofit organization out of Los Angeles called Baby to Baby. And we just got a new shipment. We have sizes newborn to 6 available. And we ask parents to come just once a week and get diapers. There's no obligation, no paperwork to fill out, no library card requirement. You just come in and ask. And we give out diapers and wipes while they last. And if it's your first time visiting, we give you a Born to Read kit, although I heard we're getting very low again on those. We only have about 16 left. So that's something there. Wonderful program. They send them by the pallet load, so we got 2 pallets of diapers the other day. We also are bringing Drag Story Hour. So Drag Story Hour is going to return in October, and it's going to be, we're gonna do, I think, are we doing sort of quarterly programs? So Bella DeFall will be our host, and our event will be October 24th at 6 p.m. Everybody's invited to attend. It's so much fun. We read stories, we do a little craft, and then at the end we have a dance party. Because you have to have a dance party. That's fair, because it's just fun. I also wanted to highlight an author that's coming next Saturday. Julie can talk about it too, but author Melanie Benjamin. If you've never heard of her, she's a great writer. She has a book called California Golden. It's set in the 60s, and it's about surfer girls. And so a mom and 2 young daughters are surfers, but it's the 60s, and you know, it's a man's world, and so it's just but also it's the Gidget world. So the whole beach blanket bingo kind of era. And so this book is really great. I read it, and she's going to come and speak at the Wellwood, and then go across the street for a book signing with the best bookstore in Palm Springs.
The title of the book.
It's called California Golden, and the event is at 4:30, and the room is small, so you should get there early if you're going to come. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention. Julie, I will talk about the architect, but that's later in the agenda. And Julie can pick up where I left off on anything that I missed.
Sure. So I do want to highlight too that we're going to get new computers at the Wellwood Library too for the public because of this lovely grant that the library got. So that will be happening before the end of the year. I don't have an exact date yet, but I do know it's supposed to happen before the end of the year, just for you to know. Also, I wanted to highlight that yes, we have resumed programming, and our first speaker is actually next Wednesday evening, the 13th at 6 o'clock. We're going to have somebody coming, Dominique Kruckman, who is going to be talking about artificial intelligence and Chat GPT. So, you know, that's all the rage and talk right now. So come and learn about it, because she's going to demo things. She's going to show how these tools can actually be useful for your everyday life, and maybe not so scary to take over everything, but they actually could be useful. So it's going to be a fascinating discussion, and she's going to kind of highlight on, you know, all the different points of view and things that are being discussed right now, because I know it's a hot topic. So that should be very interesting. So we're excited to have her. And then we have a representative from the Historic Preservation Office from the tribe coming later in the month, and then someone from Guide Dogs of the Desert. So lots of great things. We're also having displays, exhibits in the library again. So we're having one that will be installed starting September 18th, and it'll go through November. And it's called The Art of Drag, and it's a great exhibit that will be on the library walls, on our art walls in the library, and are open for any time for you to come in and see during the hours that the library are open. And lots of great things. So I just encourage you to come in, grab a flyer that tells you about when our programs are happening, or go online to our calendar, add things to your calendar, and make sure you come. We have lots of great things coming up, a meditation thing. Of course, we have Mahjong, open play, but lots of great speakers and things happening. So please come on down back to the library, and we're excited to have events at the Wellwood again too. And then I did want to just add one more thing about Pride on the Page. Again, that is October 13th with Armistead Maupin, and October 14th. I'm happy to report that, but some people are sad, that VIP tickets are sold out for Armistead, but we do still have general admission tickets available for him. And then the book festival that's all day on Saturday, October 14th from 10 a.m. to 5:30 is free. Wonderful, wonderful authors coming to talk. It just so many things to choose from, and great event, things happening during the event. So please come on down, free. We're just asking people to register so that we know how many people are coming and can plan for that. So definitely, please go online at prideonthepage.org if you want more information about the schedule and the authors that will be appearing. Thank you.
And I thought of one more thing. Our teen librarian Stephanie Lang got a grant from the Anderson Children's Foundation for $25,000. And we are using that to create a teen makerspace. So we bought some Sphero robots. They're just these little spheres, and you can control it with a Chromebook or an iPad, where iPads are on order. And you could just roll it across the floor. You can program it to go up 2 inches and over 1 inch and go through a maze. So she's developed some new programs. You all might have commented, I saw Pringles Chips Engineering Challenge, the Sphero Robot Balloon Challenge. So there's a lot of fun STEAM oriented programming that we're starting with the teens and also the tweens. So tweens are the in-betweens. They're not babies and they're not early learners. They're more like 3rd grade. They're too cool to go to the baby program. So 3rd through 5th, 4th grade. And 4th through 8. Yeah. I can't read when I'm talking. So we're very excited about our programs. Lots of fun things happening. We're even going to have, where's the September program? Do we have September a special program, a big one for the kids? Special show? No. Okay, October. Yes. October, look out. We're gonna have fun. Halloween's coming.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do a Day of the Dead, and we're gonna have Percy Jackson party and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Questions for the staff? Really the one on AI, is that gonna be zoomed? No. Okay.
AI, not virtual.
Okay, all right. Any other comments? Okay, that will move on to room number 6, treasurer's report.
Yes, remarkably, since our meeting in June, there's been very little activity. The current
Oh,
balance.
turn on your microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Oh, did it go on? Okay. Since our meeting in June, very little activity. If you look at the summary page, the balance sheet, the total liabilities and fund balance is $1,775,000. 2 months earlier in June, it was $1,780,000 and change. So the difference of about 5,000 at most. There was also, we had a question about the unrealized investments, and Jeannie actually did follow up on that and sent us, I think she sent to everybody on June 26th. She did tell us the answer to that. We asked her to look into that $6,869 in unrealized investments. She checked with the finance department, just as a reminder here in response. They explained that the unrealized investments are basically not a true number. It is investments that have increased or decreased but haven't yet been sold. It's what would happen if we sold the investments right now. In our case, there might be a loss of about $6,800. She also asked about the actual interest income earned and pondered how we could see a loss in the unrealized investments, which is a category, while still earning interest income each quarter, which was a very, I think, astute question. The finance person individual said that we should see the number rectify itself at the end of the fiscal year. He's predicting that we will see that the number turn into a gain and not a loss before our city's investments are doing better than last year. You may recall we tried to find out if we could do the investments on our own and have a better return than the city, only to learn that we could not. So we're tied to that, unfortunately, because we could probably do a better job.
Yes, I think so.
Not to say it's in the city, isn't it? It's just the fund that you put it in and the funds that you select, there are different options and we don't have the options. So anyways, Jeannie, so thank you for following up on that. So very little activity.
And I'll just add that the city hasn't actually closed the books from last year. So that's why it's still showing in your records.
Right.
So eventually in the fall, they'll audit and close the books. And then your accounts will start to.
It's a fiscal year, June.
It's July 1st.
July 1st.
Yeah, but then they have to get
Yeah.
all of the
Yeah,
invoices
takes
and
a while.
everything in. So yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a little bit to close the year.
Any questions for Al? Can I have a motion to accept?
Can I move?
No, it's your presentation. We should probably have somebody else
I so move.
I'll
Thank
second.
you.
All right.
Somebody off the
Thank
nine.
you, Juanita. Okay, I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Roman numeral 7, discussion action items. We've done 7A. Completed successfully. The next one is 7B, and I will turn that over to David and Juanita.
We have to just reiterate that what was done already.
We need to formally nominate them on behalf of our committee.
Formally nominate.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't have any notes. Do you have any notes?
Well, they're really on the first page, in effect. John,
Yeah, go ahead.
all right. Juanita and I served as an ad hoc nominating committee for officers for this year. And we would like to nominate Craig Borba, excuse me, as chair. Do you want these one at a time or separately?
I don't know. Do you have that sheet? Did I send you the sheet? How do I find it?
We need to do
Just a
this,
second.
even though we've already been sworn, he's already been sworn in.
This one in as a member.
Oh, I see.
Yes, you still serve until.
We still have.
We should
I'm sorry,
separate
I'm
the two.
confused.
Just a moment. I'll find the sheet.
Yeah,
There's an
I'd
alert.
say for the, do it separately, I think.
no, I didn't realize we had to do it.
No, I
Twice. That's why I was
printed
like,
everything
what?
you
Yeah.
sent.
Here we go. Let me share this. Because
Okay,
there's actually a script.
Oh,
Yes.
Read the script. Can you, oh, no, you can't see it. Yeah. Oh, wait.
it went away.
there you
I
go.
didn't realize it was.
You can share your screen and see. I did.
Oh, do you recall this now?
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
So
All right, yeah.
Craig,
Well,
can you
shall we
read it?
rewind?
No, it's fine, whatever. Just so Craig, you just say, you start with the chair.
Right. Okay, let's see, nominations are now in order for the chair.
And you pause.
Pausing.
Okay.
The nomination committee.
On behalf of the nomination committee, we nominate Craig Borba to serve as chair.
I
Okay,
move by acclamation, we accept that recommendation.
You don't even have to have a second. You
okay.
just say, are there any further?
Are there any
nominations?
further nominations for the office of chair? Hearing none,
That's it.
that's it? Okay, let's go down. We have to go
I
back.
have to go back.
I have to go
and
back and revise. It's on the same thing.
Okay,
Oh, you-
go ahead.
You did make it smaller, thank you.
Sorry.
Nominations are now in order for the office of vice chair.
On behalf of the nominating committee, we nominate Juanita Garner to serve as vice chair.
Okay, are there any further nominations? Hearing none.
What is that one?
Congratulations.
There you go. If only one person is nominated, the presiding officer simply declares the nominee is elected by unanimous consent.
There you go.
Okay,
All right. Done?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Declare it.
I'm declaring it. The nominations committee choices have been approved by the trustees.
You have one.
Okay, let's go down to appointment of the trustees treasurer.
We do. Oh,
Yes,
Before you do that,
yes.
if I may have just a
Yes.
word, thank you, Craig. I'm a little confused by this item, just as a formality. Our Article 3, Section 1 of the bylaws states, the officer shall be the chair, vice chair, and treasurer elected from among the appointed trustees.
Mhm.
So should we not be electing our chair?
Your treasurer.
Treasurer.
Excuse me, our treasurer, yes.
It's the way it's been done forever, so I don't, that's not a good
As
answer.
opposed
though, is
to
it?
an appointment.
Right.
Oh, here's the sheet.
Would,
Here's the bylaw.
would the two of you like to leave the meeting for a minute and come back with a nomination?
Well, we have a nomination.
Nomination.
We're prepared to nominate
Okay.
if
If it needs to
It's got-
be.
understanding of the bylaws is.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
can we go back to the, I want
Yes.
to make sure I have the right.
Here,
Wording.
will you pass that? Yeah.
There you go.
I got an
Thank
image.
you. Better than reading it off the screen.
Okay, nominations are now in order for the office of treasurer.
On behalf of the nominating committee, we nominate Al Jones to serve as treasurer.
Okay, are there any other nominations for this office? I'm supposed to pause here.
Dramatic pause.
Seeing none, without objection, nominations are closed. Al, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move on to item D, trustees' consideration of and volunteer for committee assignments. I'm thinking that the one that's in our agenda that's down below is not accurate.
The committee's one?
Yeah,
I think that's,
In what
I
respect?
just erased Ed McBride and left everything else as is.
but I thought Al was liaison to the foundation.
I am,
but it's not
So we
here.
did have a problem with scheduling, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, you're right, you're correct on
Yes,
that. In fact, I
yeah.
was gonna ask to continue.
You're right.
in that.
Yes, because I
but
can't do
okay,
that.
you have conflict with work.
Right, I can't.
So
do that.
you're changing vacant to me then?
Yes.
You are no longer vacant, you are Al Jones.
Okay,
Is it
and then
Garner?
Garner's up,
Juanita,
and
you're going to be the
Garner.
other.
Garner's
Okay, so
off.
we're not.
There's a conflict.
I
be sure
with
to
work.
turn on your
Work.
microphone.
I can't do it when they have their meetings.
Oh,
I
I'm
can't.
sorry, I'm colorblind, so I can't tell the differences.
Oh,
So this makes.
and
no
we need to
sense.
turn on your microphone.
I can't because of work. I can't be there for the meetings.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Because it starts again.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're there, Al, we got it covered.
Yeah, oh, no, I'm there. I'm
Okay,
not
is there
just-
anybody else that wants
Yeah.
to be part of that liaison?
When
Yes,
are
Deb.
the meetings?
Thursdays,
Is there Thursday at
Three.
at 3 o'clock?
Are they Zoom or in person?
They're in person.
They're in person here?
Actually, we do it, that one, there tend to
I
be.
think it's
in
the
library.
second Thursday.
Oh, I had
to change
The second Thursday of every
Is it
month. Yeah.
Is it second Thursday now?
It-
No.
That's what yeah.
oh, David's still there.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay,
Thank you, yes, and I've enjoyed being a liaison and look forward to continuing in that role, but
I would be interested. I just need to check and see if I can actually do that.
Excuse me for interrupting, and they have been hybrid. You could join via Zoom if you wanted to.
Okay.
oh, okay.
okay, so I'm gonna tentatively put your
Yeah,
name
put
down.
me in tentatively. I'm pretty sure I can.
And Al, you're not, you're in.
Okay, I'm in for sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Advocacy group. I'm assuming we go through the different committees, is that what
Yes,
you're recommending?
yes.
Okay, advocacy is really, and mostly the trustees, all trustees there. I think the last couple of times we haven't had any specific person do it. have we?
Ed McBride used to be, well, advocacy, well, yeah, sure, anybody can jump in and do advocacy if you need to speak at city council for public comment or whatever, but if somebody wants to be in charge of advocacy, you can have someone volunteer to do that. And these are all volunteer.
Craig is chair, be the natural
Okay,
one in charge of that.
budget,
I'm on by virtue of treasurer,
treasurer.
and Ed, no, who was the other one? I forgot.
So I asked
Probably Ed.
if I could be put on that just because I want to
Budget.
learn a little more about it.
So you,
Yeah.
because you and I did about several meetings together
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
I'm doing it,
Okay.
that's a great idea. Juanita.
Okay, buildings, and I thought David was on that with me.
I thought so too.
Let's do it.
Why don't you do it?
Let's do it.
Unless we find out a bylaw that says we can. And you're good at that.
No.
You're very good at that. No, you're.
Okay,
Yeah, you're on the bylaws committee. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, so policies and bylaws, do you both want to remain on that?
Sure.
Okay, great. Let's see, Friends Liaison, I'm doing that presently. And if anybody else wants to join me,
But now you said.
I'll
you're
join
elected to the board.
I'm gonna be on their board.
Oh, is that a
So you're
conflict?
Liaison as a board member.
You could still
You could
liaise.
still be the liaison,
Because
why not?
what I'm doing is sharing information of what we do here with them, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll join you if you want
Okay.
backup.
Great.
Good.
It's,
The
the
second-
meetings are wonderful. They are. really- It's a great group. And then Measure J, Al?
That was by virtue of the treasurer, and I said he was that.
Okay.
It hasn't been a whole lot, I would say.
Are they meeting? Yeah.
They tend to meet, they don't meet regularly every month, depends. Jeffrey did it a little bit differently before he was at the city council. He was chair at the time. But the city kind of directed them in terms of their schedule, so I think they're gonna be a little bit more regular.
Okay.
You know, I'll report back.
And Deb, the Friends meetings are Tuesday
Second Tuesday at 2:00.
in the library.
And you said that they,
The second Thursdays.
was the second,
It is, it's the
Second
second
Thurs-
Tuesday
so,
for the
okay.
Friends and second Thursday for the foundation.
It's a busy week.
It'll be library week. for
It'll
you.
be library week.
And you'll let us know if you have a conflict.
Yes, I will.
Great.
okay.
Okay.
Second, thank you.
Anything else to cover on that, Jeannie, or we covered everything?
No, I think that's great. Thank you.
Thanks for all your participation, everyone.
I think Measure J is meeting on the 21st. So the second Tuesday is
21st.
next week.
Okay, and who is chair?
Is the first Tuesday?
Yeah, this is the first
I don't know.
Wednesday.
It's next Tuesday. This will be their first meeting.
Okay, and that's what's the date on that?
Thursday. Thursday, the 21st.
What is
That's a Wednesday.
The 21st. I said 20. Oh, did I say? Oh, yeah, 21st.
21st.
Thursday, the 21st.
Okay,
Okay, so committees is done. Let's move to E, which I think they're all waiting for.
Yeah.
what is he?
Do you have any restrictions on what you can share?
I do not. I do not have any restrictions
Hey,
because it's gonna go out tomorrow on the city council agenda. So,
Yeah, just.
September 14th at the city council meeting on consent. So unless they pull it for discussion, it'll just be blanket approval for this. We are pushing through our architect to begin the design phase of our renovation.
Yes.
And the architect's name is Group 4 Architecture and Research. They are out of South San Francisco. And you might recognize their name because they were the ones who did the 2013 renovation proposal when we were
Oh, good.
working on a renovation before. So they have intimate knowledge of the building, its engineering status, all of the things that it needs. And it was highly competitive. We had, and David Sidley was one of the committee members too, and can chime in. We had 14 actual firms turn in bids or proposals that we had to review, and a committee of 5 people scored them. Then we narrowed it down to 5 firms and did interviews with those, and then did the scores again. And so they were the top choice. I wanted to mention to you, I wrote it in my notes. So they also renovated the Palm Desert Library in 2012. So they did the renovation there. Right now, a large scale project of interest is the Yorba Linda Library and Cultural Arts Center, 60,000 total square feet for that facility. They're also working on 2 other infrastructure grant funded libraries in the state right now. So they've got 3. And that means that I think that means they'll be very comfortable with this grant funded, non-grant funded renovation model. Because all 3 of us are, of the libraries are doing this. I don't know the names of the other libraries right off the top of my head, but I'm sure we'll hear about that later. But I wanted to share that information with you. So it's Group 4 Architects, and happy to answer any questions.
Al?
You're on, you're good.
Am I on or?
Yes, you're on.
you're on.
I am colorblind. You should be with me at night when I'm coming to the stop.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I have to yell to the person next to me, what color is it? Anyway. The question is, do you have anything that you can provide to us that summarizes the qualifications or whatever else, something? I mean, I'm not familiar with Group 4, never heard of them before, but I would like more information just to know who they are. So I don't know what, maybe what's going into the city council agenda. I don't know if there's any written material, some kind of a summary, but I would find that very helpful.
I think when it goes through, I'll be able to share more information. Right now I can share with you the name and,
Right.
but
I'm
you
thinking
can certainly
something in
look it up.
writing.
They're a majority women-owned
Mm.
firm. They have been in business for quite a while. I mean, obviously, we worked with them in 2013, so they've been in business at least 10 years. They do a lot of libraries. So that's one of the highest qualifications we were really looking for, is an architecture firm that understands libraries. Because, you know, if we, if we just had a firm that does everything else, they won't understand the role heavy books play into a process, or the traffic patterns, or whatnot. There's just a lot of all of the stuff the children's librarian has that's universal. Every library we need storage. So there, I'll share some more information with you in the future about them. I'm sure we could, their qualification packet can be shared. We'll get you that information, but right now, Group 4, you can go look up go to their website. They've got some really great experience, so highly qualified. And the committee, David Sinley, did you want to chime in on anything on that? He was on the committee.
Yeah, I would just say that it was super competitive, and the firms that submitted proposals were amazing. And it was not an easy decision, but you know, we used a really technical way of scoring them, and Group 4 architecture came out on top, and I'm super excited. Their work is really beautiful, and we're gonna have an amazing library when this is done. That's
Any
all.
other questions? The only concern I have is they've got 3 and we have a tight deadline.
They have a lot of architects. So it's big.
And is this gonna be a design and build, or is this just design?
You know, I don't think it's gonna be design build. I think we talked about that at the beginning, but I
Right.
think they're moving away from that. And I'm not sure exactly what. I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak to it exactly how it's gonna play out.
And is this gonna include the freight building?
Yes,
Okay.
it's all one package, one project.
And,
And then I will,
and do they know there's not a timeline on the freight building?
they do, but there is a timeline on it because they bid it together
Oh, they did.
as
Okay.
one project. And so if the 2 projects start to stray from each other, it becomes a problem, because we're doing scale, you know, economies of scale, bringing in electricians and plumbers and
Right.
all these things. So the project has to stay together. And they're very understanding of the timeline, because they're doing these grants, and they've got 2 other big projects. I think Santa Ana is the other one, Santa Ana, and then some county up in Northern California that they're working on. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine.
Well, it seems like they're pretty qualified if they've done all this work
Yes.
previously. And they're
And
familiar with our
I've worked
library.
with them in the past with this 2013 project, but also the Palm Desert Library. I was the city librarian there when we did that renovation. So I'm very familiar with their work and the quality of their work and the quality of the products and.
And is there a timeline set up for things that they need to complete by a certain date?
So I wanted to say, the package that's going before city council is for phase 1 of their architecture work. So they are going to do the design for the Fry building. They're going to do all the design work for the grant funded portion of the main library. And then they are going to do cost estimating and come up with a menu of choices for the non-grant funded items. And then that information will come back to the city. The city will get to pick some or all of those extra items. And then we will have to bring back another cost for the architects to actually design all the things that we've picked. So that makes sense, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grant funded for sure, Fry building for sure, and then. All the wants, the extras. They'll have to come back and we'll have to give them more money to design all of that. So this isn't just a one and done cost for them. This is phase one for their costs. And then they will get us the cost estimates. And then we'll be able to decide what we can do and what if we can do it all. David Silly's gonna raise all the money.
Yeah.
We can do it all. And then we'll just do it all.
All right, thank you. Any questions?
Oh, and the timeline on that, this first phase is probably 12 months, 14 months on the first part.
Which leaves us how much time after that?
Then it leaves us 2 years, I believe. Yes, math.
I think that's right.
I
Short.
think we can do it. We just gotta focus, just keep on track. And the grant funded portion has to be done, but the rest of it, we can
Do later.
push that timeline out on the non-grant funded items. Either the parking lot or event center, or landscaping or exterior painting, moving in,
The other things that we need. Yes.
yeah, all the other things we need.
Okay. Any other comments, trustees? Okay. We move now to item F, David, which is receive the Library Foundation Annual Report.
And did you want me to share my screen on that, David?
Yeah, do you want me to go through it with you guys?
If everyone's comfortable with just asking questions, we could do that. Do you want to maybe just give us a highlight?
Oh my gosh, okay, yep. I obviously wasn't prepared for this, I'm so sorry.
Hold on, I'll get the packet out. It should be at the back of your.
Yeah, it's in the back. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Load it on the screen and then share the screen.
No worries, I got it now. Yeah.
Okay, so, obviously this was submitted in August as part of our MOU with the city. Oh God, some of the highlights are obviously the recruiting efforts. We are now up to 22 people. The goal for the foundation is 24 people. And I'll be honest with you, I thought when we met with our the library strategies and they said 24 people, I thought, what are 24 people going to do? And I'm thinking it's not enough. We have so much work to do, and the subcommittees that have been set up, everybody's really busy and it's not enough people. So we're gonna bulk up the subcommittees to do more work. Obviously, we're really excited about. Oh, I'm trying to scroll down on the thing that's not my screen. We're obviously really excited about the grant and the selection of the architect, and I think I'm gonna look at my screen. The income for the year was like $35,000.
Yeah, that's at the end.
35,872. Our net assets are 175,310. Our annual giving letter, which is a solicitation for unsolicited funds or unrestricted funds, that is in process. We're going to get that out ahead of time this year. And the last page is our people. I think that's it. And Pride on the Page is a huge deal. That's turning into be a big event. We're really excited about that. I think that's it. I think those are the kind of the highlights.
Okay, questions from trustee?
Good report.
The event you had last year, was that basically your income of 35,000?
No, some of that is, some of it's from Pride on the Page, some of it's from Brunch on the Page, and most of it is, or not most of it, and some of it is from the year-end giving letter.
Oh, okay.
I think it's probably a third each. I think each one is about $10,000 in funds raised.
And the on page 6 is your board membership as of 8/1/23, is that accurate today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions? Okay, do we have to have a motion to accept this? Okay. And the city already accepted it?
The city doesn't have to accept it, but you
Oh,
will
just
request
us.
it.
Okay, great.
I move acceptance.
Yeah, I have a motion from Al Jones to accept this. Can I have a second,
I'll
please?
second.
Thank you, Deb. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Thank
the
you.
work.
Thank you all again for your support. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, that moves us to item 8, and that would be comments from board members or staff at this time. And you had, like you were gonna say something and
I know, I was thinking, is there anything? Well, once this contract gets approved, we'll have to work with the architects to set up some community input sessions and working with community members on things like that. So more to come.
okay, and I'm assuming that David and I will be somewhat involved in that since we're on the
Mhm.
buildings, so if you
Sure,
give us a heads up on dates, so we can fill out our
Yeah,
calendar,
and
because I
then-
don't want to miss the meetings.
yeah, definitely.
And can I say, I'm sorry, I know I'm not on, can I make one comment I forgot about? The,
Yes, we're going back to the foundation item.
I just have a really simple comment. So I want you to know that when we interviewed the finalists for the architects that we selected, we did ask them, or I asked them if they had done fundraising before and if they were willing to participate and partner with us with renderings and graphics and stuff, and to come to groups to discuss it, and they're willing to do that. And I was reminded of it when Jeannie said we're gonna have community groups, that they're also willing to help us fundraise.
That's great.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
good.
good.
Great. It's a real plus. Any other comments? Okay, our next board meeting is scheduled for October 4th at 5:30. Will it be in this room?
Yes,
Jeannie? Okay, so this is gonna be pretty standard for us from now on.
yes.
Great.
I know, I can't believe I don't have to do roll call anymore. I mean, 3.5 years of roll call. Phew, this is awesome.
Thank you all for your attendance and your input.
Anything else? What did you
That's
say?
it. I just thank everybody. We're done. Meeting's over, adjourned.
Adjourned
Until
at
the 4th.
6, who's left out? 6:39.
Is that Zach?
That's our.
Yeah.
Stop.
He made a comment